get the old one out today.
Oh, yeah. Do you need help at all or no?
Yep.
All right.
We're ready now? Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I got two special guests here today. It's going to be a great show. I just had them both on my Taekwondo show doing the jiu-jitsu moves. I'm going to call them the pride of Epsom, New Hampshire, father and son dynamic duo, Mike Bowen and Shane Bowen. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shane is the son of Mike, and they're related to me, my nephew and my grandnephew here. So what we're going to do is they're jiu-jitsu guys. The jiu-jitsu guys, we just did a show for a half hour, and I let them throw each other around instead of Mike throwing me around like a pretzel. And I could see in Shane's face going, oh, all right,
Yeah.
I'm tapping out. But before we begin, Mike, just tell us a little about what's going on with you.
Not a whole lot going on with me. I know I was on here like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, it
a
seems
year and
like
a half, 2
yesterday,
years,
yeah,
something like that. But yeah, just spent about 13 months working the southwest border with the National Guard. Just got back. I'm trying to get back into my regular job, working. I work as a detective in a police department in New Hampshire, and just trying to get back to the every day.
And what in the police force? What's your position there?
I'm currently a detective sergeant there.
Detective
I just
sergeant.
got the sergeant position when I was deployed.
Yeah.
I was able to take part in the process while I was gone through like Zoom meetings and
Right. Wow, that's pretty
proctor
cool.
tests and whatnot. So.
And that's in Allenstown?
Yep.
In Allenstown.
Allenstown, New Hampshire.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Working
Yeah.
there for about 10 years total now.
Jesus.
In my 10th year, so it's
Detective.
been a good. As a detective, this would be my third or fourth year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started off patrol, worked up through that, did FTO, firearms instructor, and then finally got up to the detective sergeant position.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And as you said, you just got back from the border.
Yeah.
10 months, or was it longer?
13 months.
13 months. And you're married, you've got children, you got a farm. Mike's got a farm there with horses and goats and chickens and everything.
That's Renee takes care of all that stuff. My wife, Shane's mom, she does.
Right. But
Farm
you're
stuff.
still there. You're still there. Shane, what about you? What are you up to, brother?
Nothing really. Finally, lacrosse just started up again. So.
Right. So you lacrosse, jiu-jitsu, what else? Football?
Football was last summer, but I didn't play last summer.
Right.
I was just been golfing with Grammy and.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Then I got right now. Only other things are scouts and civil air patrol, but that's it.
And
Went to track.
Well, that ended a while ago.
what's with the shot put? How's the shot put coming? You got the body for it, you know.
I was okay at it.
Yeah. Well, you just learned, right? You
Yeah.
just started doing that. You got to know the moves. You got to know. Yeah. I mean, it's just like jujitsu. You got to body. You got to keep going and going. But you do have that strong body.
Yeah.
And I, because we're Facebook friends with everyone, and I remember your mother saying, "I don't know much about the sport, but he threw that far. He threw that far. That was beautiful." But that's good. I mean, that's keep yourself busy constantly, and plus you got the farm. You're constantly helping out, And both of them are into jujitsu. Is it Mike? You did jiu-jitsu before you went to the border, and then when you were out there, I saw the pictures coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't take you long.
Yeah, I was able. We were fortunate enough to where we were stationed is a very busy area. So on our off time, if we wanted to, we could go off and take up
Wow.
partake in your regular lifestyle hobbies and
In the
things like that.
town, or the city, or
Yep.
right, or on base? Did they have it on base?
No, so we were not staying on an actual base.
Okay.
We were just staying in a general area.
Right,
And,
right, yeah.
So I was able to go off as where it does technically constitutes physical fitness and training.
Right.
And it kind of fell into that category for the Army. So
Yeah.
I was,
How long were you? Have you been in the National Guard?
I started off with the Army Reserves, And
Oh, so you were in the reserves. I thought I remember the
went from the
reserves.
reserves to the guard.
Okay.
Total, both things combined, it's been about 17 years.
So were you looking for your 20 years, or
Yep.
is it
Yeah,
20 years
so-
makes a big difference?
3 years left, and then all
Now,
that.
what really kind of got me is, and so that's a long time. You have
Mm-hmm.
a family, you have a job, and they grab you. They know you're way back. You're almost into your 20 years. You're not going to leave. You're going down to Texas.
Yeah, I mean,
Too bad.
You're in the unit, and when
That's the way it
gets
is.
spun up, you're part of that.
Your whole unit went.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, so it didn't pick individuals.
Nope,
eh?
nope. We
Oh,
all went
okay.
as a group, and
Yeah.
really, I mean, honestly, it was horrible being away from the family and everything. But besides that, it was
Yeah, but you love it.
pretty.
You
yeah,
you
it
love
was
that
a good time. It was a good group of people, and
Yeah. Yeah, you kept sending pictures. I'm going, boy, he's keeping himself busy.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you got to. You
No,
got
I know. You'll go crazy. Yeah.
The time go by. So.
Yeah. And Shane's taken right after you. If ever I seen a child walking his father's footsteps, it's this kid right here. I mean, never mind the military, because Shane, what are you doing? Because I know you're into all that stuff, but you're into all these different projects. What's going on with all that?
For like kind of like stuff like military wise, I do that Civil Air Patrol thing.
And what's that all about, civil?
So it's an auxiliary, which means it's basically funded by the Air Force.
Right.
So
For
basically,
children or kids or young adults? Or?
mainly everyone just 18 below.
Okay.
So it's towards kids. We have adult supervisors, but for the most part, it's mainly run by kids.
Right.
But
And what do you do there? You learn about military? You learn about this and that?
so because we're more focused towards the Air Force, we focus on like flying, like which I think we have currently 2 or 3 planes of our own. We bought this new one with like an actual air system, so we can go like 20,000 feet up now. Which
a real plane?
oh yeah, we have multiple.
And you're in it?
I only flew once. I'm gonna fly again.
Only?
Well, we have chances to fly 5 what's it called, motor flights with like
Right.
an actual motor, and then we have 5 glider flights. So basically, they put a glider plane on the back of a normal plane just to
Alone?
let you go.
Alone?
The glider, yes. The motor, no.
All right. But so you're in the glider alone.
I believe so. Yeah.
And where you got to know where to land. You better know where to land.
Yeah, I think there might be another person in it. I know there's certain ones where there's only one person.
Right.
I haven't done my glider flights yet. I want to do it because it sounds cool.
Of course it does, yeah. But you were in a plane, but you went by yourself, right? But
Yeah,
you were flying.
I had another guy with me. Yeah.
Because I saw that picture, and I said, look at this. And that was what, last year? 14 years old, maybe? I think it
Yeah,
was-
that was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're Facebook friends, so that's why I know exactly.
Yeah.
That's one great thing about Facebook.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I watch your lives, and now we can get together and we can talk.
Yeah.
I know what you've been into. I can see it, and that's just the greatest thing in the world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then Shane, you're into reenactments.
Yeah.
Not too many kids. I mean, maybe there are. Not that I know of, but you are into it, and that's just the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what's going to happen? And I can see, even you're probably right now. You're going to be running these shows down the road. You just have the experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are those enactments about? What do you do there?
It depends on which ones. So like, we have public displays at the Collings. It's here in Mass, right? It's the American Heritage Museum, but
That's in Hudson, Mass.
okay, yeah, around here.
Yeah.
So I think it's in October, like the end of October. Usually we have there's like a big German side, a big American side, but we
Yeah.
also have like British, French, and all
Right,
them in
right,
there.
yeah.
And we usually have we have I think 4 battles over the course of the weekend. So we have 2 battles one day, 2 battles the other day. Those are the public ones where they're like open to the public. We have like these giant bases on each side. We have like tanks and all that stuff.
It's a real battle.
Yeah.
It's like a real battle, yeah.
And then we also have the ones that aren't open to the public for like only certain groups. So
Right.
like we basically go through the woods. We'll have like our vehicles, like we'll have Germans like ambush us and stuff. We'll ambush the Germans. It's pretty cool. And then we have the ones that are just strictly displays. So there's no battles. We just set up the displays and kind of
Yeah,
just
yeah.
show the people
Yeah.
like stuff about back
It's
then.
just, and you've been doing it for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what happens now when you're doing the reenactments, right? Because I don't think I've ever been to one. They're saying, all right, Shane, you got to go down 41 hours or whatever that is. That's when you get shot.
And that's not really how it works.
No.
That's a big question among that is like, how do you know when you get shot?
Yeah.
Don't. You just kind of go down if you go down.
All right. But what if you're one of the kids, no one's taking me down all day? I'm Rambo. You can't
Yeah.
be take. Do you usually play in the American side or the German, or you swap?
I do both. I have sets for both, but in reenactments so far, I've only been an American. Like, last time I was lucky enough to be the machine gunner on one of the Jeeps.
I saw that.
I remember
picture,
I
yeah.
was shooting at them, and then I pretended to get shot off the back and actually like knocked the wind out of myself. And the dude in the is like the World War II ambulance that came over.
Yeah.
He's like, "Come on with me." I'm like, I can't breathe that well."
I really get shot.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just fun. Well, you're a good actor. Well, that's what people want to see. They want to see stuff like that. You know, you get shot and whoa, look at he's really down. Yeah.
I'm usually behind the scenes, like it's not during actual reenactments, but I haven't been there in a while. I want to go to. I'm gonna keep most of his like information disclosed because he doesn't want it out to the public that much.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I just help him like work. He has a bunch of the big deuce and a halves. He got like Jeeps and all that. And I like to. He just teaches me on like about the actual stuff. And he said once I can like start like learning how to drive, that he'll teach me how to drive those, which is like all the manual stuff. And it's
yeah,
like
yeah. What about the tanks? Is there a chance you can get into a tank one day? Or no?
when I was at Collings, one of the guys who kind of came over to me, he let me in the I can't say the name of the tank because it has some slurs in it.
Yeah.
But he let me inside the tank and kind of look around, which was pretty cool.
Wow, that's and you don't jump into this at all? Or is that just do you do any of the reenactments?
I joined the group with them,
Yeah.
and I haven't been able to find a uniform that fit me originally. I should be able to now because I dropped a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Find something small.
I've
Yeah.
also sent you over like 2,000 things.
Yeah, you
Stuff
sent
you
me
can-
a link a little while ago. So
And so you're gonna do it with them and stuff.
Yeah, I'll jump
That
in
sounds
there.
like fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
When do they do this? I don't. I mean, that's up in New Hampshire, right? They don't do much around.
no, a lot of the events that they have seem to be in Mass.
Oh, they're in Mass.
Yeah.
One I want to go to is down in Ohio, but it's I've told you about it, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like this big event. It's on this like giant lake, and they have like on D-Day they had those landing crafts.
Yeah.
They have like actual working ones, and like we'll come on a beach, we'll like run off the boats. There'll be like an entire like a German line that will be shooting at us.
Oh, so this is, I'm thinking this is an expensive thing. So people have to pay. No, people have to pay. You don't have to pay, right?
For a group, we have to pay.
You have to like register for the group, which
Right.
it's a really small like.
Yeah,
fee.
just
It's
so you can,
not-
you're helping up, you're volunteer
Yeah.
practically. But I mean, people have to pay to come and watch this,
Yeah.
and that's where they get their money.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty. I bet you they a lot of people too.
All sorts of different groups that do it, like different reenactment. Like what's the name of the group that you're in?
The one that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
That's the 22nd or 26 YD.
Yeah.
The Yankee division.
Yeah.
And then there are other divisions too, right? Like that go to like the reenactment at Collins and whatnot.
Yeah, there's the German side's always smaller just because
Yeah.
it's like that. Usually, the Allied side, I would usually say the U.S. side, but it's more the Allied side now because we've got like last year I've never seen before. They had French and Polish, which I've never seen the Polish before.
Right.
They had they had like a super rare. I think there's only like 100 left.
Right.
It's like one of the actual like Polish tanks. It was really cool.
Right.
Then usually, so we have British, U.S., French on the U.S. Or like on the Allied side. One time I saw the Chinese, which they had like a Chinese reenactment group, which was really, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
Then usually on the Axis side, I've never seen Japanese before. Like I've seen them before, but not at that event.
Right.
Usually they only have like SS groups, and they had a Finnish group once, but that was it.
So you got and you can see what's going to be ahead of you. They're always telling you, and then you got to practice. Do they make you practice? I mean, that's what you do on your own, right?
We have
When there's no one around, you just
we have specific events. Like last year I went to down to Fort Devens.
yeah.
And we had like an actual training event for like a week.
That's pretty cool.
It was kind of annoying because the spot where we usually have like practice our battles and stuff, they gated off because I don't know, it's like a military base and people are like sneaking on there.
Yeah.
So we can't go on there anymore, it looked kind of like a cool Fallout thing.
Yeah.
Like old abandoned brick buildings that were like all destroyed. So it's pretty cool, but that was the first time I ever went and they just closed it. So
Are you now? So you're going to follow your father's footsteps. Obviously, you're going what in the army? Is that your plan?
I'm thinking about joining the Army. Yeah,
Or was there something else, the Air Force or something? Did I hear that?
I want to either join the Army or I want to do like just another career path that actually pay really well.
Yeah.
The Army doesn't pay the best.
Well, I mean, yeah, but schooling wise too, if you do get into the military and stuff, I mean, everything has its benefits. Am I right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
depending on if you're college, if you want college and stuff like that now. Yeah, because I can see your whole life you've been Army this and military that,
Yeah.
and nothing's changing. And your father's, he takes after you. Jiu-jitsu, you guys, we just did the show, as I've been saying, and wow, these guys are tough. by training with you, Mike, this guy's going to be really tough.
And we started
Hopefully.
kickboxing too as well.
Yeah, we started doing.
So
kickboxing.
MMA, is that what you're looking at? Or are we
I
looking
want to
at-
get into it.
I'm too old for that.
I'm not going to say you're old, but boy, I watch these guys beat each other to a pulp.
When we were doing kickboxing, I bruised up his hip the other day through the pads.
I did Muay Thai and all that stuff in my early 20s,
Yeah.
and then I got tired of.
Right.
I did a bunch of kickboxing competitions and whatnot, and then I just got to a point where I'm sticking with just jiu-jitsu.
Right. Now, your hip bothering you? Is that what you said? You had a little hip problem, or is it just...
Yeah, my right one's been bugging me a bit. I already had my left one kind of reconstructed from
Right.
a horseback riding accident,
Jesus, yeah,
and
yeah.
now my right one's starting to irritate me. So I don't
They,
know.
Mike,
See what happens.
like I say, you got... I got 12 different shows we could do with you guys because you're into everything. But they own a farm. Do we call it the Bowen Farm, or do we have a name for the farm?
I don't think there's an actual name yet.
That's the Bowen Farm.
That's
Come on,
my mom's
Bowen.
job.
But you get horses, 3 horses, bunch of goats, chickens, roosters, dogs. What else? Ducks.
Chickens, cats.
No pigs yet. No
Not
pig.
yet.
Not yet. Yeah, they're coming. Yeah. That's up in Epsom, New Hampshire.
Well, according to my mom, they're not coming, but she also said that would never get ducks, and was the one that insisted on getting.
Yeah, she-
How many do we have now? Like almost 10.
I think like 8 or 10. I'm not sure.
Ducks.
Yeah, I just stopped counting things.
And you got a big swimming pool there. Do they all go in the swimming
No,
pool?
they have not gone near the swimming pool.
Why would that
luckily.
be?
I have no. Oh,
It's a pond.
It's fenced off, so they
But
can't.
they could fly in, right?
No, they can't fly.
I mean, they probably could if they really wanted to.
It's, you know,
Like
landing.
domesticated ducks, I think. After
Oh, they're
they've
domesticated,
eaten-
all right,
Yeah,
okay.
Once they've eaten
Yeah.
a lot of just like the grainy foods, they kind of get big and heavy and can't fly.
Right.
I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a duck expert.
As I say, we're Facebook friends, and I watch, and it's a daily thing with pictures and stuff. I love it, and it's like the Waltons. You got the whole Walton
Oh
crew
yeah,
there.
we got everything over there.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And the horses are beautiful.
yeah.
Your wife's had horses her whole life. She's
Yeah,
been
she grew up with them.
yeah, and now, now you both rode. You both ride, obviously. Did you compete riding? I think you did compete riding, right, Shane?
Horses?
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of shows when I was younger.
Oh, so that's not competing. It's just shows.
It's competing.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
competing. Okay. All right.
It's like you compete for ribbon and stuff. I've been slacking off on riding lately. I want to get back into it, but it's like
Well, you got so much going on. I mean, how much can you and then with all the school, you just got school. Mm-hmm. You got lacrosse. You got jiu-jitsu. You've got reenactment. I mean, you're spreading yourself
Land
thin.
Patrol, Scouts. It's,
The Scouts, Boy Scouts. What rank are you in Boy Scouts?
right now I'm a I think second class. Yeah, I'm second class.
How long have you been doing that?
You started that back when we lived in Nashua.
Yeah, it was a while
That
ago.
was
Well,
7, 8
back in Nashua I was in Cub Scouts. Now I'm in Boy Scouts.
Yeah. So you came into
So
the Boy Scouts.
the Cub
yeah.
Scouts, can you go into the Boy Scouts without going into the Cub Scouts? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. There's many people that join Boy
But
Scouts without
you
going
keep
to
the
Cub
same
Scouts.
rank. Like if you got a Cub Scout and they give you these ribbons or whatever, I know nothing about it. Do they keep that? You already attained that.
I don't know. I didn't get any of my stuff from Cub Scouts put in the Boy Scouts because I stopped for a few years when we moved. But
Right. Okay. Yeah. And what, now the Boy Scouts, what do you go for? I just saw some girl who just got the highest you can get.
Okay.
What's the highest you can get in a
Eagle
Boy
Scout.
Eagle
Eagle Scout,
Scout.
yeah.
Yeah, a girl just got it on TV yesterday, the day before.
Okay,
I go,
all right.
wow, that's what Shane's into. And what do you got to do? All these little things, all these little buttons mean you've mastered this and that, right?
I don't know anything about Scouts. He's the guy for that stuff.
You
Yeah,
did, oh,
they're
you're not
called-
involved at all.
no.
Boy Scouts, okay.
I think I did Cub Scouts for like 1 year when I was a little kid,
Okay,
and that
all right.
was the end of that.
I thought you
No, I don't know
Right.
how that whole organization works.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's definitely a great group. Is something I wish I had done it when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't.
Well, now each of the little badges that you get, what's that? Things that you've learned, like
They're called
how to start a fire. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, they're called merit badges. So there's a bunch for different ones.
Right.
Of course, I had to get all my ones in shooting, because why not?
In shooting?
Yeah. So they have.
Oh, so you can pick the ones you want.
Oh yeah.
I
you
thought
ca-
they had a special
Yeah,
schedule.
like in the summer we go to like camps and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can like pick which activities you want to do. So like for the past 2 years, because the first year our instructor was, I think he got fired because he was what's a word to say it?
Just inappropriate. But
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even bother. I think people get an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, but so basically you can do shotgun shooting, like rifle shooting, which they only let us shoot like 22s.
Right.
And then
Only? He wants those bazookas in his hand now. Yeah.
And then we have it's not firearms, but it's like bow and arrows.
Oh,
And
yeah,
stuff.
that's just cool.
I didn't do archery. I don't think.
No.
But.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got the nice area where you live
Oh, yeah.
to have a nice setup for archery and,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, nice. I got a compound bow at home.
Okay,
I got a nice compound bow. That was given to me. Oh, I love it.
No,
and,
yeah.
and as you pull back and you got to pull hard,
Yeah.
you know that all you got to do is hit this with your finger, just like a gun. And that thing is just going to,
Oh, yeah.
especially with the arrows that have the prongs that come in. And, yeah, I don't want to get too violent here, but,
My M1's cooler.
huh?
My M1's cooler.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Now, so you're still riding, though, right? You're still
No.
You don't ride at all. You don't even to go
I
on.
mean, I would hop on every now and then before, but like when Shane was riding, I'd hop on and just kind of warm the horse up here and there.
Right.
That's how I hurt my hip originally.
Yeah, my
Right.
horse threw.
For the most part,
So you got thrown, and that hurt your hip. Gets
no,
thrown.
I stayed on the horse. That's what hurt my hip. I kind of slammed forward and it
You tried that, right?
smashed the labrum in my hip, and then I had to have all that reconstructed.
Wow.
I would have been better off if I had just fallen
Just
off.
falling off, yeah. But it's that instinct that I can hold on. Yeah. How about yourself? You take any crashes? I would imagine if you're on a horse, eventually you're falling off.
Oh, I've got thrown off plenty of times.
And now, do you have to practice on how to fall, or is that just instinctively?
With the horses, I think, you're just going.
I mean, you can practice.
Because you don't
if you
put your
want
hands
to.
out and stuff, right? You try to roll or
You'll
something.
get thrown in ways that you can't really control of how you're landing.
So you don't know, right?
Like I remember that one time when we were at what was her name? At Toby's, I think it was. Mm-hmm. There's somebody that was moving like a wheelbarrow and like slammed it down, and instead of just bucking, he just shot to the side. And like I remember, my mom was there. He threw me off, and I almost went in like the crevice between like the barn and like the sides.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look at Christopher Reeves. I don't know if you know who he was. He was a Superman. Big, tall, strong guy, paralyzed for the rest of his life. I don't know if he was in competition, jumping, whatever he's doing, but on a horse, and he fell.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can fall off a ladder.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah, and if you hit your neck or your back the wrong way,
You could fall. You could literally just trip and land the wrong way and just.
that's right. So, I mean, you got to live. But those horses are big.
Oh, yeah.
Those horses are big. And I mean, it's, you got to, and your wife is, she's a petite woman, and
Yeah.
she got the handle on those horses, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
They know who's
okay.
boss, I would imagine, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, no more shows ahead? Are you planning on it, or you just don't have the time? You got to practice that, right?
My mom, I was talking to her about it. We're gonna do it next spring. I don't want to do any more shows, like just like It's called Western Pleasure, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to do any more of those because it's boring. Because you just go around in a
You want to compete?
yeah. Well, it's competing, but it's boring because you just go around in a circle and you have to look nicer than all the other
Yeah,
people.
but what's the other ones? The other ones jumping over stuff. And,
There's
and-
jumping, there's barrel racing, there's a bunch of stuff. But
I
my
think
mom,
The one that you're talking about that you want to do is the ranch riding, right?
yeah. So I was talking to my mom about it. We were almost thinking about doing it last year, but you have to get like you have to give them like a certain shot and like get all that stuff in order for them to
Yeah.
go out to events. But
The horses?
yeah, if you
Yeah.
want to like show them, but
Who would know, huh?
yeah.
I mean, it's involved.
Oh, yeah, just to make sure they're not bringing anything into
Wow,
where
yeah.
the people have their horses
Yeah.
and
Well-
starting.
What a world. It's a whole different world, yeah.
Yeah, what I'm gonna try and do this summer. It's not really showing, but basically you go in. There's this farm not too far away from us. They have like all the cattle. It's just roping cattle and doing like almost like ranch work.
So you can rope that you can do. Well, you need a cow or you need a calf to.
They have a
chase
bunch
them.
of cows there, so we're good.
Have you done it?
I did it once when I was like a really little. I remember
I
it
think
was
you were playing around with it a little bit. But
The lasso. We call it a lasso.
yeah, you've never roped anything live. Just,
Right.
I have once. It was
Okay.
just me and my mom. We went to like a small thing. My
Okay,
mom did it
yeah.
with Pepper as well.
Nice.
One
Okay.
thing I'm talking to my mom about is I want to get it. So obviously there's no bulls down here, but there is like the bucking bronc stuff, which I want to get into. So
Hey, hey,
sounds
Mike,
fun.
youth. That's the youth, right? Yeah, I can do that. Mike goes, no. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you do well, but it's the danger. The danger. I watch these guys can't even get out of the stall or whatever they call it when they start. They do it. By the time they get out of there, they're on the ground and they're all beat up. I'm like, wow, it's you. That's a lot of training. And
that's also why it's better to start off with like the bucking bronc stuff because it's bucking broncs and like bull riding are two whole different things.
Right. But you got to start that when you're really young, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to start now because some of these kids start when they're 5 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Get them on a dog or get them on something. It's got
There aren't a lot of places around that do that. So.
No.
That's
But
why I wasn't looking for lessons. It's more of the clinic type stuff.
Yeah.
They used to have it at the Songus Arena. I went once years ago. They had all the cowboy stuff.
Yeah,
and
we
all.
just went to the PBR, the Pro Bull Riding competition in Manchester.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Was it just like last month?
Yeah.
That was a month or two ago.
Yeah.
I think
That was a
it
good
was
time.
before. It was last year.
No, that was just after I got back.
Yeah.
When
So it was
did
last
you,
year.
when did you get back? You got back November?
Mid-November.
And you were gone 13 months.
Yeah.
Now, you say you got 3 years left in the National Guard. You think they're going to, if they want to deploy you or if they want to put you somewhere, that you're going?
We'll see.
Is that? But that's how it is.
Yeah, if something pops up.
Unless
I mean, there's typically a rotation of a certain amount of years that,
Okay.
like after you go, they have to go into like a reset year until you spun up again, unless something big would happen. Then,
Because I remember you and me in a boat, God only knows how many years ago, and I think you were just born. He was just born before the Iraqi War.
yeah.
And you were getting nervous, or you were just not nervous. You were saying, if they send me, they send me.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
going, Mike, and you're going, no, that's just part of the thing. And that was the Iraqi War, right?
No, that's
No,
Afghanistan.
that was well after that. I didn't.
You had your boat at camp,
Yeah,
and we were in your boat and we were talking. I don't know how it went with that, but there was something that they were going to deploy you.
That was Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Afghanistan. then.
did originally get sent, but I got injured and got sent home.
So that you
I
did.
never actually made it to Afghanistan. I got hurt before.
Okay,
training,
that's what
getting
happened.
Ready to go. So
Because you had your boat.
yeah,
with
that
all
was
the-
back. That was when he was 2.
Right, he was just a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. And you were thinking, if I go, I go. And I'm like, you got a 2-year-old. That's just the way this is. That's part of the.
Yeah.
I go, wow. And he's going to follow your footsteps. I know he's going to follow your footsteps. That's what I call him, General Boehm right now.
Question for you: how's your boat going? Ever since that last event?
It's got to get fixed. Don't you know? There's no boats that don't have to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? It was riding good, but I didn't ride it for a whole year, practically. And I guess that's bad for your boat too.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
put it out there, and all of a sudden she ain't running.
Full throttle,
No
going like
kidding.
2 miles an
Were
hour.
you there? Oh, so you were.
Yeah,
there.
I was on the boat. Remember?
You were on the boat with Jerry.
Jerry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so now it's going to be probably a couple $100 or a couple of $1,000 I got to pay for that. And I don't go out that much.
Yeah,
No,
if they sit, they go bad. I
Yeah.
got rid of mine last
Yeah.
year because the motor ended up. I thought the motor was going to be okay. Ended up locking up, so I just gave it away to get.
I'm not sure if my
You
motor.
can't find parts for that one.
Yeah, I couldn't find parts for it. And
They're so much fun, but they're a lot of work. They
sit,
are
go
a lot.
bad. Yep.
And the older you get, the less work you want in your life. You want to just kind of chill out. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to get on the boat? No. You're
Thinking
not sure?
about it, I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to. It made a lot more sense when we had the campground. And now it's like,
Right. But don't you have the river right next to you that you could?
No,
No, that's too small.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you might be able to do like a canoe in there or something, but
Right.
If that was an actual boat, we have like Northwood Lake 5-10 minutes down the road.
Right
so
down the road,
We
yeah.
have lakes we could get to, but
Because you got
Thinking about it.
you go into kayaks on your river at all much?
Me and my friend Gavin, we went out once.
On the kayaks?
Yeah, definitely would not go through with a motor engine because some spots you're like literally going over rocks. Like
Right.
there's this one time I got stuck in the middle of this like fast
Yeah,
moving part,
yeah.
really deep for an hour because my stupid canoe. There's these 2 trees like this. I'm like, my friend, because we originally hopped off to get it down, but we're going downstream. Like, I can make it. He's like,
yeah.
no, you can't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I can. I go full. I stop halfway. I'm like,
It had a canoe.
I can't get out.
A canoe or kayak?
It's a kayak.
A kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your grandparents' kayaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because they used to have them a camp up the mountains, and now they.
Yeah.
But I mean, how close did you guys come to that overflowing? I mean, it's been so high.
Oh, it's
everything.
already overflowed.
But
You-
not even close to your house.
no, yeah,
it's-
we're outside of the flood zone.
The whole.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, the riverbank comes up to a big embankment, and then we're still way up the hill. So if the water reaches our house, then there are a lot of problems going on.
Right, but there's no, because I've only been, I think, to your house once, and I said, wow, I thought that was pretty close, because we walked. to it.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
down in a gully, kind of,
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good, though. I mean, so kayaking and stuff would be fun if that's kind of high. You must be go for hours.
Oh yeah.
You could, but I wouldn't go out. It's not the best idea because if you capsize, you're just going. Even with the life vest on, you're most likely just going underwater.
Well, is it that?
It's a
Depends
fast
on the
moving.
time of the year. I mean.
Oh, I thought it was just a slow little. I must have saw it when it was really low.
Yeah, like midsummer, it'll
Right.
get to a point where it's kind of.
You can like walk out to the middle in most parts of the midsummer, but like right now it's up high, moving fast.
Yeah, right now. Well, yeah, you wouldn't typically go kayaking in February.
No, yeah, a little cold. Yeah. Oh, he would. This kid don't care. Yeah. So jiu-jitsu. Are you guys gonna? And we probably already said, but I forget. Are you gonna? Is he coming to the same school that you go to?
Yeah.
And what school are you going to right now?
I go to New England Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Concord.
In Concord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And now, do you do any instructing, or is it just
No, I just
just train? And has he been there with you?
Yeah, he started there with me as soon as I switched over there. We started in Nashua, then when we moved
Right.
out, we obviously
Make
had
it
to
easier
find
for
somewhere else
yourself.
to train.
Right, yeah.
So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
he was in the kids class. He just started going to the adult classes this past year. So
Yeah.
now
Right.
I get to train with him a couple times a week, and
Oh, that's
Works
just a
out
cool.
pretty good.
And then you get you got your garage set up or something. I saw and
yes. Since we moved up to Epsom, the regular gym is just too far away and
Right.
just takes up a lot of
I
time.
see you
so
got a
I
beautiful gym there.
Just built a gym in the garage, and
How's that? Yeah.
I don't have to go anywhere. I can just walk
Yeah,
right out there and
Right.
be
Well, and then
set.
him too, and then anyone else in the house that want to do any late
Exactly.
lift. Yeah. I seen the pads on the ground. You two throwing each other.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. With even though you don't compete, and he does want to compete, for him to have to wrestle, do jujitsu with you,
Yeah.
and your weight and your strength,
Oh, yeah.
it's only going to help him because
Hopefully,
anyone
yeah.
else is going to be like, all right, you're nothing like my father. Am I right? You know? And then moves, it's like, the moves. So you're not.
Some of them, yeah.
No, I know, but what I'm
Always
saying is
something.
you can train with him over and
yeah,
over,
yeah.
and that's it's not like going to a class once a week.
Well, yeah, it works out. Yeah, I try to make it at least 2, sometimes 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It's been tough
Yeah.
since I got home, but I plan on cranking it back up. But it's good too having everything at home because if he trains, I train. He's an adult size now.
There you go.
We can just go to the garage and
And he's going to get stronger
It's
and
working.
stronger and stronger, and it's tougher and tougher. So both of you are complimenting each other.
exactly.
Exactly. That's like you wanted to take me down today. I thought I was taking not at the podcast.
He told me I was
might
going to
have
take
told
him
him
down.
No. Your father did that to me on the Taekwondo show a couple years ago, and it's like, wow, I couldn't talk. He's going in, just tap out, and I couldn't even. I'm trying to tap out. I'm trying to talk at the same time, asking him a question. As he got his knee up in my throat, like you today, because I was looking at your face today doing the show, and I'm going, Shane's in pain right now.
Yeah. Well, when you were doing that one at the middle of the show, your wrist was going right to the back, right here. I'm like, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'd be tapping. All right.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is supposed to be uncomfortable, I guess. Yeah, because now you don't wrestle because you could wrestle also. If you know jujitsu, wrestling and jujitsu.
I could.
Complements each other.
And I know you only have so much time in a day. I know. but
I would do wrestling, but I just don't like. I'm not gonna wear what they wear because it just to me it looks stupid.
wow, isn't that wild, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd wear it either, but
Yeah.
give me the jiu-jitsu uniform. Yeah. Well, but wrestling, because I did a little wrestling in high school before I did Taekwondo,
Yeah.
and the wrestling coach who was one of the greatest in the state, George Bossy, love him, and he's still coaching right now. He was coaching when I was a kid. I started a little, and I says, can I got a Taekwondo. I just started, and I love it. Can I do both? He goes, no, Bob, you're either doing this or you're doing it. That's the way they are.
Yeah.
And I made a choice Taekwondo.
yeah.
But the wrestling I did, and I see jiu-jitsu, I go, jiu-jitsu and wrestling are almost the same, but it seems like jiu-jitsu gets a little more, not dirtier,
Yeah.
but more sophisticated.
Most people that come in, like you've told me this many times, most people that come in from wrestling into jujitsu are really good at the taking down part.
Oh yeah.
And then from that point,
I think they complement each other really well. I mean, I never got into wrestling,
but you can see.
but
Right.
my understanding of this from everything I have seen is like wrestling. You don't want to be on your back. Where with jiu-jitsu, if you end up on your back, you're
It's all
still
right.
in a pretty good spot to defend and
Right.
keep on going.
The funny thing is, no one really knew about jiu-jitsu until the Gracie boys come in, MMA, and dominated all the martial arts because no one else figured,
I
you
think
know.
that was like sometime in the 90s. or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Royce Gracie, and I don't know if there was another one or whatever. And he was just a regular guy like you and
Yeah.
me. And these monsters would come in the ring and big shots. He'd have them tapping out in seconds. And I'm like, where does this guy come from? But then you read about his father and he did in Brazil and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy the way they trained. Yeah, and it was blood.
Oh, yeah. I read the Hickson Gracie book that he just put out recently called Breathe. Really, really good story.
Oh, I can
of the
imagine.
upbringing of
His
the
son,
Gracie
his
family.
father, yeah. Did you meet any of the Gracies?
No.
No, but you were under one of their schools.
Well, yeah, a lot of the schools that just fall under that lineage from somewhere. So,
Right.
like the New England Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu where I go to now, there was a professor that was there for a while. He's currently moved off closer to where he lives
Right,
in
right.
Rochester.
Okay.
So he used to train out in California under Carlson Gracie, I believe, and then he got his black belt from one of the
Right.
Gracies, and then ended up going on and opening up his own school. And
Right. And now
His
I thought
lineage comes
one of
from
the
that.
Gracies was in Nashua or New Hampshire somewhere. No,
there are Gracie schools,
but no Gracies
No,
themselves.
no,
Oh,
to
okay.
my knowledge. No.
Oh,
They're
I-
more down like California spot because I know that's really big down there, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure where they live.
No.
But yeah. So what's nice about jujitsu or any martial arts, you practice it, then you go into lacrosse. So you go into some other sports. It ties in, and what ties in is you've got the leverage. If you can have the leverage in jujitsu, now you're in lacrosse and you're making right. You know how to take things out, and you got the advantage.
The nice part now is because our team right now is really small. So
Lacrosse?
yes,
Lacrosse.
and like I'm playing D-pole now, which is a big long stick.
Is
From
this
what I've been told, including me, there's only 4 defenders, and there's 3 on the field out at a time. Usually, you're gonna have. I remember when I used to play for Concord, there was at least, I think, around 6, 7, or 8 like defenders, but we only have like 4, because you need those subs. But now we only have we only have 1 sub. It's like the 3 person out on the field. Someone gets hurt, and that dude has to go in there. Someone gets out. There's no subs, which isn't really good because then you're just gonna be running these people all game.
you're ragged?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
ragged. Yeah. Is that high school?
Yeah, I'm going into high school lacrosse now. I haven't played a game for them yet. I mean,
But you are going. Oh, so you're talking about a league that you don't have enough people. But
Yeah.
the high school, they should have enough.
no, we're on the high school team. This is
Right.
the high school team,
Oh, okay.
and
I think this is just your second week of practice.
it's not even a practice. It's more of just like
What school's this?
Familiar.
It's Pembroke Academy.
Pembroke Academy. That's where you go.
Mm-hmm.
Epsom don't have a high school.
No, yeah,
It's-
none of the surrounding towns do it. They all go to like one regional high school.
Right,
So,
right.
like, yeah,
So it must be a
Pembroke-
big school.
It's a decent size, but so
Yeah, I think
Pembroke-
it used to be like one of those like higher class ones, but that because they have all like the
yeah, I think it used to be like a prep school type
Right,
of thing.
right. I
way
remember that.
back in the day.
Right, yeah.
But now it's a regional high school for Pembroke, Allenstown, Chichester, and Epsom.
Wow. Well, that's pretty. There should be a few people there. Now you get to meet all these friends and stuff. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing like sports. I love them.
Oh, yeah.
I love sports. And see, he's got the body for football and lacrosse
yeah.
and what's that? Wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
I definitely have the body for defense a lot more because then you want the big defenders because they're the ones that like have the big sticks. They're like hitting really hard.
Right.
Like I know one kid I hurt his wrist just by doing like a light tap and
Snap
stuff.
it. Right. Yeah. Well, you know, Josh Gagnon.
Yeah.
He's a superstar. He's out there in college right now. He loves Shane. He says, this kid's going places because he's a nut, just like Josh, you know. But you know what it is? It's you're taking after your father, and your grandfather was a good athlete, Harry Bossum. Well, a good shout out to Harry.
Oh, yeah.
And so was your grandmother Nancy and Renee. Everybody had their little niche in sports, and it's a family thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think so, but you're growing up watching him, and he's into everything. So I might as well do what Dad does. It seems like fun, you know. Never mind the quads out in the back. We got all kinds of quads and you got a dirt
Sadly,
bike.
we don't have a 4-wheel here yet.
I thought you had one.
No, we haven't got one. Of
I've
those.
got this.
You got every other commit
I thought about it, but we'll see.
backhoes, and you got rig trucks
Yeah,
and
we
all
got
that. Yeah. What's,
tractors.
I've got my stupid little go kart thing in the golf
Yeah,
cart.
golf
no
cart.
dirt bikes? Not yet.
No.
Is that coming?
We have snowmobiles.
I don't know.
Finally
I
got
can't
those up
believe
running
it.
this
Yeah,
year.
Harry has the snowmobiles. The
Fun.
one's been going for a couple of years, and then
Well, yeah, it's been going for a couple of years. And this year when we started it, we forgot to check the air intake.
There you go.
So all of just the mouse stuff decided to
the
go right
mice
into the
wreaked
engine.
havoc on.
Oh, yeah, they
everything,
love it.
so.
They love the wires. They love everything. Yeah.
yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
them nice and warm.
Well, luckily they didn't chew any wires, but
You're lucky.
like I said, we didn't check the air intake, so everything when we were like trying to get started just all went into the engine.
Yeah.
So
And that's, yeah. But I'm surprised you don't have dirt bikes, you and him out there together, right? Because can you go from your house, take off, or
No.
those are
You're
not dirt bike
landlocked?
trails, no.
Yeah, so we have
got a lot of land.
snowmobile trail comes through our yard.
Yeah.
But all the trails are shut down to ATVs and dirt bikes.
Oh,
so
really?
Only for a snowmobile. Is they cut through a lot of people's
Too many
personal
yards.
property,
Okay.
And it's
Oh, that's why I thought, because you do have a big property. You have a
Yeah.
lot of property.
yeah.
I
we
mean,
have
he could actually do this
5.5
dirt bike
acres.
on your property.
Yeah, it's the dirt bikes and everything. Kind of, a little dig the ground up and
And
throw the
it
trails.
would spook the horses probably, too.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I mean, just my go-kart.
Yeah.
It scares the horses a little.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, and then they flip out on each other and stuff. Yeah. Do you? So what are your chores around the farm? You have
I'm more
your-
just whatever I get. Whenever you get, I don't really have specific chores except for I do horses on the Sundays.
whatever you needs to be
nobody's
done.
home.
Right.
Yeah, well, I do firewood, I guess.
Yep.
But I mean, when
It's not
Dow-
really a chore though.
when you were gone for 13 months, you must have had it ramped up. Must be glad he came back a little. Yeah. And what do you just work 5 days a week, or you have to work weekends?
Right now, 5 days a week.
During the week.
Yep, yeah.
Monday through Friday. That's pretty
7 to
nice.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's
Wow.
not bad at all. I mean, obviously, if we have like a staffing problem or anything,
No, yeah.
then I'll fill.
Do you?
slots.
Do you have staffing problems
I
there?
haven't yet. No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we're down a couple, but we have enough people to cover the shifts properly, so
And-
everything's going smooth.
And you're in Allen, yeah, knock on wood, in Allenstown, or are you surrounding areas, or is it you just work in
Just
Allenstown?
Allenstown. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's not bad. Allenstown.
Kind of quiet, but nothing's really quiet in a way, right?
No, yeah, it's
Not quiet.
got its busy moments here.
Yeah, well, it ain't Boston or it ain't Cambridge or Dorchester or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Concord.
Yeah. Yeah, Concord, Manchester. I could imagine Manchester must be tough.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of crazy
that's a
stuff.
whole other world.
It is another world, right? Yeah. But I remember talking to you about Allenstown when you did start, and you go, Bob, it ain't as quiet as you think.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's a lot of domestic, right?
yeah.
I would
yeah,
think.
I mean, it's like that everywhere. I think everybody just has a perception of like small towns being quiet, and
No.
it's not just Allenstown. It's every single town has its issues.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're constantly
The same
ongoing,
people. The same people
Yep.
over
Well,
and
we've
over.
got our stereotypes in school. The Allenstown kids are the weird kids.
Yeah. Well, we can't. Yeah, everybody's weird from another state. You know, when I grew up, I was a Lowell guy. I've been Drake it for the last 45 years. But Lowell and Drake it,
Yeah.
boy, we didn't like each other. If you were from Drake it, whoa. And it was so stupid. It's just young kids thinking we're cooler.
yeah.
You know. But now, when you, so you're as a detective, all right? I'm not sure. What does that entail? Just any cases that come in? And now you got to go
handle
looking at.
more of the in-depth investigations on like the felony level cases and things that take a little more diving into. Like,
Right, 'cause
we're
you-
a smaller department, so like a lot of our officers handle their cases from start to finish.
Right.
And they do really good with that. And
Okay.
They get to go to trainings to do whatever they want
Right.
to do. But like some of them, they just can't follow up with certain stuff.
So you take
because
over.
of hours or whatnot. So I'll take care of all that.
So
stuff.
you work Monday through Friday, but you're constantly working. You're looking stuff up.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
It's been since I just got back to work in January.
All right, so you're
I'm
just getting back to the
getting my
groove.
feet back into it, and it'll probably end up ramping up. But
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to get back into the groove of it right now.
Now it's pretty cool. Now, as you were gone for 13 months,
Yeah.
how does what do they do? Do they still pay you from? Do you still have to get paid by Allenstown?
No.
No, so they stop paying, but they have to guarantee you your job.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
You Sarah Law with like the.
It's-
employee
yeah, you
support
gotta.
officers. And I mean, they would be
I
good with that.
don't think they
anyways.
would have fired you anyway.
No, they're a great group of people.
But
so.
but the thing is, 13 months is a long time when you need someone in this. And now when you transfer it and they pay you over when they say that, the pay's not even close, right?
Actually, I mean, the pay for the deployment ended up being pretty good.
That's good. All right, yeah, because they can't
can't
take your
complain about
livelihood
that.
away when you have a family.
No,
That's what always would blow my mind.
Yeah, we made out pretty good with the pay for the Army thing because we weren't on a base. We were getting paid
Oh,
per
cool.
diem on top of the
Oh,
regular
that's
pay,
pretty
so
nice.
it was, yeah,
That's nice, yeah.
definitely didn't lose any money.
And did you stay in the same spots when you were down there in Texas, right?
Yeah.
The same spot for 13 months?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we kind of worked in the whole like Rio Grande Valley, and
Right.
kind of we bounced between like 3 or 4 different stations within that area
Right.
in different towns,
Right.
and just worked with
And what's your rank there? You had a good. You had,
staff sergeant. He said
oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
And how many guys went down that were all your guys?
we had a group of 120.
Wow.
down.
That's wild. That all know each other, all from the same area.
Yep.
Boy, that's pretty cool. Huh? You had some fun.
Yeah.
Not that you had some fun, but at least you with your boys.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was good. And then plus, like, I ended up with a roommate for the year who actually is like a really good friend of mine. So
Oh,
it was
Jesus,
it worked
yeah.
out great. So.
Yeah. And then,
He's a friend of mine that came. He was in the reserves and the engineers with me. And then when I swapped over to the MPs, he came over as well.
so you were an MP.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. The story, you should start writing. I bet you could write a nice little book on some of the crazy stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Were you right on the border?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so what was your jobs? As an MP, what would your job be?
Well, we weren't working in an MP capacity.
Okay.
So, like, what we were doing was we were augmenting Border Patrol and just helping them out.
Helping them out,
and
yeah.
Basically just observation. Like, we were not allowed to go hands-on with anybody.
No, no,
like that.
yeah.
It was just,
Be there.
yep, monitor. If you see something, call Border Patrol, let them know what's going on, and then they can come and take care of it.
Right, right. Wow. It's a crazy situation out there, and you must have saw a lot of people roaming and buzzing around and stuff. And
It was definitely eye-opening. There's a lot of really, really long, quiet moments where
Yeah.
there's nothing going on.
which is good.
For
Yeah,
them, but
that's when you can do your jujitsu.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Now, when you were there, was it a 7-day a week, certain hours, or was it
It was
Monday
4
through
on-
Friday,
4
and
on, 2 off.
4 on and 2 off?
Yeah, that way they don't end up having the same exact days off every week.
Okay,
Kinda
all right, yeah, and everybody can
adjust it,
can
whatever.
share, right?
Yeah.
Wow, and then you get used to the area. 13 months,
Yep.
you start getting the area, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's-
everything was like really close and everything. And the only things, I mean, I would go off to South Padre Island and took up surfing a little bit.
Right.
Not enough to say I could do it, but it was
Surfing, huh?
a little
Wow.
bit of a hobby.
Yeah, yeah. You have a surfboard now?
I sold it down there. It was
Yeah.
too much to ship it back. So
Right,
I just
yeah.
sold it.
The big surfboards and stuff.
We might get back into it this summer, right?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Well, as I say,
I can stand up on
jujitsu.
the thing. I couldn't really surf.
But think about it, jujitsu, and I mean, I don't know how your hips can help, but jujitsu gets you a balance. So you know balance. You know how your body has to move quick. Surfing, same thing on surfing.
Yeah, you
Not
gotta,
that it's the
pop up
same.
at the right time.
That's
and-
right. You got to
yeah.
go with the fly. Same with horseback riding or bronco busting, like you want to do or whatever. You got you have to know your
The
body.
first time I ever did the surf and stuff was when when I was down there, Renee and Shane both they were able to come out like
Yeah.
for a week, and we just got a place on South Padre Island,
Right.
stay there for the week,
Yeah,
and
Got to ride horses on the beach. That was really cool.
that must have been
yeah.
really cool. Yeah, yeah.
So that was the last time I rode a horse actually. It wasn't
Wow.
too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Shane and I took our first ever surfing lessons together, and then I figured if I'm going to be out here for a year, might as well.
Might as well learn this because you were that close to the ocean.
It's about like a half an hour ride to
Yeah.
the Gulf. So.
And now can you stand up?
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still working.
You
in
just
the water
stand up,
that's, like,
yeah.
waist deep. I can stand up on it and kind of ride it in. And it's like,
I can see myself holding on with on my stomach.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything fancy.
No, no. Well, no, you don't want to now. But I mean, as you get better.
It's a
all
fun
right.
way to pass some time.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't bad.
And did you have to wax up the surfboard and you do all that stuff? I know
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I guess you're supposed to like wax the top of it so your feet aren't slipping off of it. And
But
Well, you want to like make like X's or something.
yeah,
But you always did
Snowboarding.
snowboarding.
yeah, I've been doing that. I've been skiing and
Oh,
snowboarding since I was 10 years old.
So your body kind of has an idea. It's,
Yeah, it
I mean, you're not locked in,
It's
but
not the same, but it's very similar. Just
Kinda
as far as,
s-
like,
yeah.
balance and
Yeah.
distributing your weight and everything.
yeah. And this guy's snowboarding too. Now, do you ski also? No. Oh
I
yeah.
started off skiing. I haven't skied in probably 20 years.
Yeah,
I've just
yeah.
been snowboarding because
Yeah.
that's what I have a snowboard that's not broken, so that's what I've been using. So.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's pretty. Well, you wonder why your hip's bothering you. There ain't anything you do that it ain't gonna bother your hip, but that's the best thing in the world. Keep busy.
Yeah, just gonna keep moving.
Got to keep the hip. I go to a chiropractor and he goes, "Bob, you got arthritis here in your back," and he goes, just nothing you can do about it. He goes, keep moving the way you are.
Yeah.
You'll be in pain here and there, but you get used to the pain. You say, well, after jiu-jitsu, pain's nothing.
I
Am I
know.
right? Because you're used
I
to
know, especially when, like, as you get older, there's, like, a thing where you just kind of get slower, right? There's, like,
Yeah.
for example,
That's for sure.
the one guy that I work on, like, that World War II vehicle with,
Yeah,
he's around 70-ish, right?
yeah.
He's older than 70, I believe.
He's, like older 70s.
Yeah.
He'll, like, for example, on the truck with the crane on, he's, like,
It's just crazy,
he
huh?
literally grabbed it up and, like, does a pull-up to get himself up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think I can even do that. How's he doing that?
Keeps active. You keep moving.
Yeah, you just got to keep moving. If he's done it for 70 years, he knows how to do it. Yeah, he knows his limits. I mean,
It's crazy.
eventually, when you're 95 or 100, maybe you can't. Yeah, but keep it. And I always look at Jack Lynn. You know who Jack Lynn was? I don't think you would, but you never heard of him, probably. Boy, are we getting old. This guy was in his 90s. Listen to me. He was 90, and he wanted to swim again the English Channel with boats behind him. As many rowboats as his age.
I think I've heard of him before.
Yeah. And he was, but I mean, this guy, when I was a little kid, he was on TV doing his show,
Okay, all right.
Jack LaLanne. And I remember he was on a show, Dinah Show or whatever, and with his wife, and they were cooking, doing, and Dinah goes, what are you going to do for your birthday? You're going to go, he goes, yeah, I want to do the English Channel. She goes, are you going to? He goes, no, my wife won't let me. Just like that. And she goes, that's right, he ain't doing that anymore. But then he died a couple of years later. I mean, anything can happen at 93. I mean, you're at the mercy of the world. But you keep busy the way you guys are. I'm telling you, Shane, it's the greatest thing in the world. You're lucky. You got a whole family that's active. Yeah. And I know that farm that's being active, too. What you think isn't hard, just picking up those bundles of hay, right? Mm-hmm. What a workout.
Yeah.
And you just say,
It depends
this
on which hay bale. Some of the hay bales are, like, really light.
well, yeah, because you're a strong guy. You're a strong guy.
But there's definitely heavy ones.
Well, of course they are. Now, what do you buy the hay just already in blocks, or do you
Yeah, we have it. Renee's been doing it, so we get like one
big
big
hunk?
lump
And store
shipment
it.
a year.
Yeah.
So it's like one day of a lot of hay moving.
Yeah.
Luckily, last year, when it
How
was
many
like,
bales was it? It was like
last year, I think we had
over 300.
400.
You had
350.
guests. You had guests come and help you too.
I
right?
was very lucky because last year, Uncle John and Andy.
That's what I was
came
going
up.
to say. You guessed.
They put them to work, and I had scout camp that week, so I was
Oh,
gone.
that's
I
not.
didn't have to do it.
Well, that must have been John and Andy. They must have had. That's different.
Yeah, they'll probably never come back.
Well, no, they probably so, but look, Andy was in great shape himself.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh,
just
yeah.
all the stuff and Johnny, they're all busy. They're always busy.
Andy was showing.
Well,
Andy was doing pretty good compared to Uncle John.
yeah, but Andy was into his dance, so all that crazy stuff, right? And that gets you in shape.
Oh yeah.
That's it's just like the martial arts, but you're doing, and sometimes could be harder, like
I
ballet.
would say a little bit more difficult.
Do all those moves. I mean, people watch ballet, and I always consider ballet and taekwondo the same thing. Except taekwondo, you're throwing it out hard, and ballet, they go out slow. They keep it there.
More control. I mean,
And that's hard to
Balance,
do.
balance.
Right, balance and keep it there. Your muscles got to keep that leg up like that. I mean, good luck.
I couldn't do it.
No, well, yeah, I can't see you in a tutu, and yeah, no, not Mike, no.
That'd be a sight.
That would be a sight, yeah. Well, it's good to. What grade are you in?
I'm a freshman.
You're a
This is my-
freshman. Wow. Every year, now he's taller
That
than
went
me.
by fast.
Last year he goes, whoa, I thought I'd be taller than you because he come over to camp. And I go, no, not yet. Today I see him, and there he is. He's taller than me. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're as tall as your father, right? 50?
Probably.
Kind of.
He's
With my
gonna-
shoes on, yes.
He's going to be, I think he's going to be bigger than you.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. But you what'd you lose, about 25 pounds going out there?
Originally 36, and I put another 10 back on over the holidays. So
Right,
I gotta
coming back,
try
yeah.
to
But
Well,
I
once
mean-
you hit
shave that off again.
once you hit summer, the
Yeah,
winter's always
yeah,
a slap in the
But
face.
it's
when
what
it
you
comes to
wanted.
that.
It's not
Yeah.
like you lost it and you weren't happy with it. You want to lose it to just cut yourself right down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go into another cut soon just to get back down to like the 185 zone,
Right.
right around there.
Right.
But
And between your weightlifting and your jiu-jitsu and everything else you're doing, do you work out at the police station, or no? Do they have their own gym?
No,
They don't have a gym, huh?
They have a gym, but it's very pathetic.
They have a bunch of some like used equipment down in the basement.
They
so
don't use
Didn't
nobody.
you steal a bunch of weights from them?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to be saying.
Well, they gave them to you.
No, they let me use some of them.
Yeah, you just use
Going
them.
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Borrow.
going back, okay.
Well, yes, they are.
It's been like 2 years.
So anyway, you got that little gym down there in your house, right? I seen all kinds of weights, and that's a pretty nice little gym you put together there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you got the mats. You got the mats. You got a bag, heavy bag.
We got a heavy bag. We have the mats. We have full 4-point cage,
Right.
squat rack. It's got the cable.
Right. Those are
plate-loaded
nice.
Cable
Those are
thing on it,
nice.
so you can do like the lat pull downs. the
Anything you
rows.
want. Yeah.
There's a bunch of dumbbells, kettlebells.
Then you also have that thing from the roof as well.
Yeah, I made like a pulley tricep extension thing. Just
That was like the first thing to the gym, right?
yeah. I just bought a bunch of pulleys from Home Depot and made a little home.
Just made you check. Yeah. Well, because you know what certain exercises, and Google's so cool.
Oh yeah.
You could say, "Oh, look what this guy's got." Boop, make one of them if you want.
YouTube, whatever you can use.
Yeah, yeah. And the nice thing about having your own gym or your own weight system in your house, you go whenever you want.
Exactly.
You don't have to
exactly.
drive. Because think about it, drive a half hour. Now you just lost an hour. That's
Yep.
an hour you could have been training.
And the time that you're working out, and you just go into the garage, work out, get
Boom.
your workout done, go clean up, and you never
You're
have to
off.
leave your driveway.
That's right. That's right. You working out every day?
It's been tough getting back into it after work.
Yeah, you gotta get
Working
to it.
out, I've been doing, but
Yeah.
as far as I like to run outside more
Right,
than
yep.
anything, and that's been a little bit tougher just because it's dark when I leave, it's dark when
Yeah.
I come back. But
Especially out there, the roads are narrow and
oh yeah,
yeah, windy roads and stuff.
yeah, we have no streetlights on our road. Otherwise,
I
I'd
know.
run in the morning.
and there are animals out there.
Oh, there are. Oh, yeah,
But you don't. Yeah, you got. There are wolves around.
I don't know about wolves. So we have coyotes.
But wolves will come down from Canada. People say, "Oh no,
wouldn't
There
doubt
are
it.
technically some in
there
New
are wolves
Hampshire,
around." But not that you see them. They're pretty smart. But coyotes everywhere.
Oh yeah, coyotes.
You guys, they might, and they love Europe farm because you got a lot of food hanging around.
We have the
Jim.
fox that kills our chickens.
Yeah, the fox comes around more. The coyote, we've had coyotes on the deer cameras. I have
Yeah.
not ever seen one actually live at our
Because
house.
they must smell and sense the dogs. I mean, those
Yeah,
dogs,
yeah.
those
And then
dogs.
They can probably sense. They don't want.
And the fox don't care. He don't. He can. The fox will come by anyway, even though you got the two dogs and the crazy dogs. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, those are tough dogs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know?
yeah,
You got two now, or you just one?
Just one. Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah,
just the one just passed away.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
a sad thing.
Sorry,
Ava.
that
was,
was-
that Ava or?
Yeah, that was Ava.
Yeah.
She got up there in age. She had a really good.
She had a
life.
good life.
She had an awesome
Oh
life.
yeah. Well, I remember Ava coming into the picture when who's the other one before?
Willie.
Willie.
Yep.
Yeah. And Willie was the old one, and Ava come in, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
look at. Then all of a sudden, Ava's the old one, and now who's the young? Who's the one you have left?
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
He's like
yeah.
a little red heeler. Who's
He's a baby.
Yeah. Getting another one?
I have no idea.
No.
Yeah, that's a question for Renee.
That's Renee.
Well,
But
my-
I can tell you,
She wants one.
can send text messages with little pictures of dogs. So
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably not too far from the future.
No, I
oh,
can.
well, she doesn't want to get it anymore.
Well, it just happens. That's about all the time we got, guys. There's another hour that went flying by.
Oh, yeah.
And if anybody wanted to watch this show, it was live. You can USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show on YouTube. You can look under Grandmaster Bob Lemire Taekwondo. We're also on Drake at datv.org. It's on Spotify, any podcast. You want to listen to a podcast, any podcast, it'll be on. And also Merrimack Valley Public Radio runs the show about 3 or 4 times a week. So anybody wants to listen to the show, we're on. And hopefully we can get you back, especially on the Taekwondo show, because it's fun watching the jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
It's different. and you know, it's not Taekwondo, but all martial arts in one way.
Oh, yeah,
They're all brothers, and they're all blended together. And the more you know, the better it is for everyone. But so good luck with everything down the road. Maybe a couple of months, another year. Well, year go by fast.
Oh yeah.
It, it seemed like you were on a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
and you're saying it's almost 2 years. That's,
I mean, probably close to a year and a half or so.
yeah,
Something like that.
and it
Yeah.
seems like yes. And I says, well, we'll get you back in a couple of months, and bang, that just. But yeah, and we'll do a couple more shows. We'll get some good stuff together, and hopefully you can do some competing. I'd like to go watch competing in jiu-jitsu. I never seen any of that. But where do they compete? Anywhere close?
There's sometimes the grappling industries will have them over right here in Drake it.
Drake it, okay,
And,
yeah.
I mean, they have them in New Hampshire and
Up
Derry.
in Salem.
Boston.
Salem and Nashua has a bunch of stuff going on,
Yep.
don't they? Yeah.
And then also St. John's Prep School in
Right.
Danvers.
Oh, so they're everywhere.
We did a tap cancer out one. I might do that one again in November. I just got to
Nice.
start kind of.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, good for you guys.
Try to compete like at least at once or twice at each belt level.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I hope you don't they don't deploy you somewhere else, but I don't think that's going to happen.
They can because they
You've already done your time.
technically can't, right?
I don't know.
The whole 5-year thing.
Hopefully they don't, because we're to keep you around for the next 3 years. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show, everyone out there, and thanks, Mike Bone and Shane Bone.
Thanks for having us.
I enjoyed this tremendously. So until next time, have fun and train hard.